For broadcasting opportunities on Wildfire Radio, go to wildfireradio.com and click Contacts. For advertising opportunities on any of our shows, go to wildfireradio.com and click on Advertise. And remember, for all of your concert and sporting event tickets, go to SeatGiant.com and use code WILDFIRE at checkout for a great discount.
You're listening to the Microphonies, exclusively on Wildfire Radio.
That was a close one. That was started horribly right off the bat.
A near spill.
That was a real heady play. Just really caught myself there.
No one knows what you're talking about.
What happened?
Headphones were unplugged.
Even Greg doesn't know what you're talking about.
Nobody. Yeah, because I was so sneaky.
You know,
you weren't.
Slick.
Yeah, you could have just slid right by it and not let the listeners know. But
we have a transparent show.
Folks, I'm going to be honest with you. Listeners, customers, let me make an apology. Come straight forward.
Customers, we got to be, is that rule number 713? Is that you got to be as honest as possible with your clientele.
Greg walked in at 11 and was more ready than you were.
That is true. I'm doing my Greg's list still, so.
That's all right. It's okay.
That's the only thing Transparency.
What I'm talking about.
Folks.
I thought you already had it ready.
The first, it's totally 2/3 of the way done.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
I'm really lucky that I have no responsibilities for this show.
Yeah.
It's really just be here.
Just show up.
Yeah.
We just need you to show up. That's literally it.
I'm just here for the paycheck, and then I'm out.
Paycheck. Taylor's paycheck, right?
Yeah. I like to help Taylor get paid.
You just take his
Thank
and then
you.
you roll out. Episode 108. We've done this 108 times.
108.
And I still can't get the headphones plugged into the console thing.
Maybe in a couple of years we'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get there.
A couple more years.
It's all right. You know? Mm-hmm. Just used to being pampered.
Yeah, me too.
Who's going to treat me now?
Who's going to...
Like to kick my feet up.
Who's going to treat us?
I think for this show, we should always have our feet in those tanks that have the tiny fish in them that eat all the dead skin off your feet.
What is that?
You never saw that?
Yeah.
No.
They're the little tiny fish. And then when you stick your feet in the water, the fish come in.
Yeah, they nibble on it.
Yeah, they nibble on your feet. They eat all the
Never
skin
heard
off.
of this.
Yeah,
Get all that bad skin out.
yeah.
Oh, we have a bowl right here.
Oh yeah, dip my tootsies in it right now.
So you stick your feet in a
Yeah,
dish
Yeah,
of some
it's-
sort?
it's like
Never-
a big tank.
yeah.
I've never heard of this
It's
in
a
my
big
life.
clear tank. You see all the little fish. They're like tiny, like maybe an inch long at the most.
How long does this take?
I don't know.
Nobody's ever questioned this?
10
no,
seconds.
why wouldn't it? Why would you question it?
The fish always do make really weird noises.
Yeah.
It's not some sort of parasite. It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
They
They're
happen all the
piranhas.
time in nature.
Like they're eating your skin and nobody...
They don't eat your skin. They take all the dead skin like the really, really small particles that you can get off like all your body at all times.
I mean, you leave your feet in there too long and they will go to town.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at what point did they cross that threshold where they're just like, oh, well, I could just have all of us?
I mean, shit, I left my feet in the tank for 10 minutes. Now my feet are gone.
Yeah.
It's free?
The sounds they make just get irritating after a while
Yeah, if
because
you're
they
just
sound
listening.
like this.
Yeah.
God, that does not ever... I don't think I'll ever
Sorry for eating your skin, homie.
like roll it up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Big bites out of your feet. Do you think they eat your toe hair?
The hair? That's
On
what
your
I'm
toes?
saying. At what point do they...
Yeah.
Are they just like, whoa, this guy's foot... Like, is there like a fucking warden of some sort? Or like some type of like foreman on the scene? Like a foreman fish who's like, whoa, boys, slow down. We want him to keep his...
I'm sure if they can't grab it off your foot, then they know.
Yeah. Well, that's what they don't have. Like, I don't think they have like big teeth. They're
if they
very
evolve?
small.
What if they evolve?
Like right in front of you.
Yeah. And they're getting bigger and stronger.
Yeah,
It's
they've
like,
acquired a taste for human flesh.
yeah.
They
get the
have.
bloodlust.
They literally have though.
More flesh. Deeper flesh.
Oh, the deep tissue. They go for the muscle.
The muscles.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then-
in your toots.
And then the sinew. And then the bones. and then the marrow.
At what point? Where does it end?
Yeah.
It's a very simple problem to avoid.
Then they
Just
start-
do not submerge yourself in this tank.
What if you fall asleep? It sounds very tranquil.
Yeah,
It sounds very relaxing.
They get into your veins and swim up your bloodstream.
Yeah, then you're done. You're done.
That's
You're
like
done.
the-
Game over.
It's the one that like swims up your pee hole.
Yeah.
and shoots his little spikes out so he can hold on to the inside of your weenus.
None of this concerns you?
No, I have
It's
no
all possible.
I have no concerns in life. I'm
they
totally grounded.
I'm telling you, they get right under that toenail, game over.
I think it
let
would
'em.
feel nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would
think
feel
so?
nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a protected zone. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want anything.
You and your
underneath there.
you and your protected zones. What's up with you?
You don't have a protected zone.
No-go zone?
No, I'm a free man.
Avery Freeman.
Yeah.
Avery?
Come get it.
A very free
that's my
man.
slogan. But also leave me alone totally.
Come at me,
Also,
but leave me alone.
Never see me.
Should be, yeah.
Fish who eat feet skin. What a thing to search.
What is your Google history look
It's in the UK, fish pedicures are booming.
Wow.
They cost $81.
Ooh, that's kind of steep.
Yeah, that's kind of a deal breaker.
I'll take a
Oh, here we
foot
go.
rub instead.
Visitors place their feet in a tank full of Gara rufa fish, a variety of Turkish toothless carp.
Oh,
They're
toothless.
very small.
Toothless.
See 'em?
That's okay.
They look like little tadpoles almost.
I don't know, man.
And
All
sit
it
back
takes-
while the fish eat away their dead skin. It's like any sort of fish in like the ocean. You know how turtles will perch up on rocks and then all the fish will come out and like eat all stuff off their shells?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
But a
not
turtle
dangerous.
shell is impregnable.
Yeah, and a little tiny fish with no teeth is not going to get in your skin.
All I'm saying is all it takes is one radicalist
It doesn't, though.
fish
Yeah.
I know you're
To-
doing this.
to incite the violence inside these other fish. To be like, hey, how come we're not submersing ourselves and, people aren't eating our dead skin cells? To cause
guess
an
you're right.
uprising.
Well, because fish have scales.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Okay. All right.
Dun, 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 dun.
That your God,
Scales.
Scales.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Chromatic. Do you want
Yeah.
chromatic scale?
right.
give me a
Dun,
pentatonic.
dun, 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 dun.
Pretty good.
Dun, 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 dun.
You got a pentatonic in there somewhere in your grab
What's
bag?
that? The third to the fifth?
Third to the it's we alien. We're alien.
Yep.
1, 2,
I
3,
can't
4,
really-
5.
Can't say I understand what's going on. if I'm gonna
Musical
be
skills.
honest.
Hi, welcome to my podcast. Scales.
I annotate scales. That wasn't a full scale, dude.
How many scalelets are in a scale then?
Notes? How many notes are in a scale? 12.
Is that what
I
they're
believe, right?
called? Notes?
12 notes are in a
Scale.
scale.
No, there's 12 notes.
They're not called scalelets?
Are they not all
Like
represented
total.
in the scale?
Scalies?
I didn't take music theory. I just
Yes, no, they're
literally
all
just-
yes.
Little scale
That
boys?
was the trick.
So what is music? We're joined by Taylor. He's from the Microphonies podcast. Taylor, welcome to Scales. What's a scale? What's a music?
Well, music is vibration, which is the main source of any kind of music, like with your vocal cords or the strum of a guitar. It's all vibration. Wow. And then the
Wow.
vibration is caught by the capsules inside a microphone. And those microphones send those vibrations into electric energy that go to the soundboard that are then transmitted to the speakers.
Well, I'll tell you what, Taylor, I'm not bored.
Tell me more about this energy. Is this
it's
a
acoustic
metaphysical
energy turned into electric energy.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
What's your middle name? Tesla?
After John Tesla, the musician.
we do need a cricket noise. That'd be
Tesla.
ideal.
Is it
Hello?
scientist Nikolai Tesla?
I actually don't drive.
Thanks for listening to Scales.
Where do we go from there?
I don't know.
Where do we go from there?
It reminds me.
What does that
that?
remind you of?
I don't know. I don't have anything to
Nothing.
say.
It reminds me of nothing.
Can I tell you about a phenomenon that I've
Phenomenon.
noticed?
Dun, 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 dun,
What have you noticed?
Phenomenon.
dun, 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 dun.
Can we make a? Never mind. We'll talk about this off air.
Okay.
No, we're not going to make a recreation of that song.
We're not gonna recreate that song. Okay.
No.
All right. This is this phenomenon that I've noticed. Right.
That you don't answer your text?
Did you just text me?
No.
Oh. I mean, yeah, sometimes I don't answer my texts.
Yes, it was about something important.
What?
Whoa. Wait, now
Wait, hold on. I'm very confused.
you caught me in a galaxy brain loop or something.
Taylor's
Taylor,
dying
where
right
are you right
now. He's
now?
cracking up, and I'm so confused. Did you text me?
No, not right now. I did a couple days ago.
Oh, about... Okay. Well, yeah, let's talk about that after the show.
I'm kidding.
Great. But this train
Now
is
he's all
completely derailed.
razzled.
Welcome to Scales.
Back to scale.
We're back to Scales, folks. John Coltrane was a musician. What did he make? Jazz? That's enough for Scales. Please continue.
I thought he was a conductor. Anyway, there's 3 things certain in life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Death, or I guess there's 2 things that are certain. Death and taxes. Right?
Yeah.
Is the old, is
And
the
Neil
old
not
adage.
The old
answering his
adage.
text.
And yeah, the third one is I don't answer texts.
And Greg's list.
4th is Greg's list. Yes, that's also.
Well,
Come on,
not always there.
it's
Sometimes it's trivia.
it's always there, but sometimes it's just not here.
Ah, I see.
You feel me?
And the Microphonies.
Yes.
At
Now,
least I can say that for 2 years
For 2 years, it's been certain.
we've been certain.
Okay, so there are
2 years.
5 things that are certain.
5 things in life that are certain from now to forward.
And Chinese restaurants. There's always going to be like
They have
3
them.
Chinese food restaurants around you at
Okay,
all times.
6 certain things in
And
life.
because it's always going to be like General Tso,
Yeah.
sesame
Yeah.
chicken.
And you
It's
order my
always the
number.
same. Yeah.
Okay. So we got death, taxes, I don't answer my texts, Greg's list, the Microphonies, and Chinese restaurants.
And I'd say generally lists that are over 6 things long.
Yeah, that's a good one. 7 things certain in life.
Lists 6 items long.
about-
Death, taxes.
What about birds? Birds have been along
Birds.
for a long time. Yeah.
All right, we got 8 things.
There's like a lot of guarantees.
There's a lot of guarantees in
Death.
life.
Amphibians.
Amphibians were kind of
Amphibians.
newer. I feel like
But they've been around for so long.
Mammals? Can we just call them all mammals?
they're not all mammals. Birds aren't mammals.
Birds are not mammals.
They're birds.
Animals.
Yeah.
They're all animals.
Animals.
Yeah.
Animals are certain.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so that's
Well, they're not. What happens when the sun blows up?
That's fair. That's going to be a terrible day.
All right.
I guess then birds aren't certain. And nothing is, because once the sun blows up, everything's gone.
Death, taxes, the sun going supernova.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Champagne supernova.
Lists that are at least 6 items
6
long
items
or
long
longer.
or longer.
Chinese
Greg's
restaurants.
list,
Greg's list.
microphonies,
Scales.
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 Scales are up there, yeah. But also, at one point in every man's life, they get strangely obsessed with World War II.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing, right? Like,
Yeah,
am I
yeah, yeah.
crazy?
No, you're not
it's
crazy.
the History
you're-
Channel
yeah,
or
you're
like
crazy.
National Geographic. Like,
Like,
Well, yeah,
one day-
everybody's going to watch, you go back and watch the World War II colorized film stuff,
Right?
You're like, oh, this is sick. But it's like, this was not sick.
Yeah.
Nothing about this was good.
It was
No, it was
terrifying.
actually sick.
there was sickness, sure.
It was disgusting.
And
Yes.
yeah.
But what is
Terrible.
that? Why is that like a thing where like one day you just wake up and you're like, man, I'm going to really just, I guess I'm of the age.
Midlife crisis.
Yeah, right? That's a thing
Yeah.
that people do. Have you guys hit this mark yet?
maybe it is. I was about to like detest, like, oh, it's not a midlife crisis, but maybe it sort of is related to that, like, test of manhood. Like,
Right?
yeah, like that's
Like maybe,
yeah.
like, oh, what have I
Yeah.
done? And then you like look for
because
inspiration.
it's
and you're like,
yeah, it's always like the you said a guarantee for like any man. Like,
any man, right? It's not. I don't want to alienate anybody,
Yeah,
but I feel
not
like
to
I've
be-
noticed
yeah.
this with like my dad or like anybody in
it-
general, like
because
men
it's
in general.
It's just because we're all so basic. There's like a
yeah.
Yeah.
there's a basic appeal, or it appeals to the basics.
Us normies.
Yeah,
Right.
We don't know anything.
Yeah.
Have you gone through this yet?
yeah.
Not exactly.
No.
No.
Back when the History Channel used to actually play history stuff.
Right.
That's
What's
when
this, MTV?
Yeah.
Back when the History Channel really cared about history.
I miss when the History Channel played history.
The greatest history songs.
Yeah, play me the hits. I want to see Troy.
Not Vikings.
But no, it got into Vikings and like ancient aliens and just like Pawn Stars and shit. Like,
Yeah, how did
Is Pawn Stars on History
It
Channel?
was.
Pawn
That
Stars
was- yeah.
has things that are old on.
yeah.
So that's technically history.
That's how they got in, huh?
Yeah. I think that's how they're
And
going
was it originally on History Channel?
Probably.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Is that
Like a True TV kind of
No.
You'd think.
You'd
What
think
would
they would, yeah.
TLC.
Discovery or
Which
something.
one
USA
had
Channel.
Hardcore Pawn?
That I don't know.
Do you remember Hardcore Pawn?
I remember, when that show got big, it like every other one got, tried to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it was another one that they had was the two guys that were like, they made the jokes about the honey badger when that was like a meme.
What?
What? What are you
Remember
talking about?
Remember those the
Duck
two
Dynasty?
No, the two guys would like
The ones that would
they go to
try out-
yard sales and just buy American Pickers.
They
Yeah,
love each other.
yeah.
do. I love them though.
Yeah?
I do like them.
The buddy.
Yeah, Frank
Like
and
more than
Frank
buddies?
and the other guy.
More
Yeah.
like American Go pick something else to watch.
Yeah.
Go pick a new channel.
Yeah.
Go listen to Scales.
Yeah. I like to watch American Pickers on mute and listen to Scales.
We're trying to target the core audience of the Scales podcast.
So our main demographic are weirdos that watch things on mute and plays podcasts in the background.
And know absolutely nothing about music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. Those guys love old signs.
Yeah.
Signs and like oil
It's an old Coca-Cola sign.
Right.
I'm gonna pay you $100 for it and sell it for $12,000 when I get back home.
That's okay. I love how much they because I guess they restore it and everything.
Yeah.
It like makes sense. I get it. Like they got to turn a profit.
Mm-hmm.
But I love more than anything the stingy guy who's hoarding.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to
yeah.
let anything go, and they're just throwing money at him or her.
They're like, we gotta sweeten the pot here. Like, what if I gave you $12 for this?
Neil, why?
and then $120 for this.
Neil, why are you
child's
speaking?
piano.
Neil, why are you speaking in second person?
Neil, I'll give you $20 for this newspaper.
No,
I was literally
I
about.
got it in Texas once.
I was about to let the.
I might
hoarding-
read that still. There was an article about Funyuns.
I was about to let Neil's hoarding slide.
Hold up. What have you ever seen me eat Funyuns?
No, but you'd be interested
Okay,
in the
do you want-
Just the
Do you want
state
an
of
actual
Funyuns.
example?
the history. This is your history
give-
channel.
I'll
Wait,
give
do you
you
want an
that.
actual example?
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
There's a guy on ESPN. He wrote something in
Fuck
this
you.
one. I'm gonna read it at some point.
He's referring to. Fuck, I forgot you were on that tour with us. We were playing in Denver, and we had like a couple days in Denver. And there's this dude, Woody Page, on Around the Horn at ESPN. He's a writer. But he only writes certain days in the, I can't even remember the name of the Denver newspaper that he
He
writes
makes
for.
so much money on TV. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. But he only writes like a couple of I want to say like 3 days out of the week he has like a column. And like I bought multiple copies of the newspaper.
that's
hoping
pretty
that I
often.
would get one. Right, but like most of the time people write like every day or like 4 or 5 times a week or something. But he's like at this 3 times a week or whatever. This like whatever. He just does sports.
Yeah, 3 times a week, all the time, every week of the year.
I don't know. I don't follow him
Probably.
that closely.
That's
I
a
was just
lot.
in Denver.
I thought you meant he.
If you're
I thought you meant that he like.
if you're a columnist, you're writing something every day.
Okay, I thought you meant that he wrote something like once a year.
No.
the paper you got.
But like,
That's the way Neil's setting it, though.
Yeah, that's that. Now 3 times a week. It's like, what does that mean?
Right, but I'm not
Just
in
Google
Denver
it.
all week. I was only there. I can't justify this, but I did.
Or the internet. I don't
Yeah.
know.
But I like
The Denver
You like the
Post.com.
you like the feel of the newspaper,
it's
right?
a cheap souvenir.
Yeah, no wonder you went through your World War II thing already.
How did you know?
Neil's gonna go on eBay looking for World War II like magazines.
Yeah, he's gonna
or
buy a helmet or
newspapers.
something. Yeah.
No, just like useless stuff.
Like what? What useless thing from World
Like
War II?
a
do you think I would-
newspaper or like some kind of random souvenir.
like a
Like
pamphlet.
a pamphlet from like the Soviets or something like that.
Yeah.
You know,
There's something dusty that's not
at
even
this.
good condition.
Hey, take a look at this. Got it
Yeah.
somewhere in this pile here.
You're not even gonna frame it or anything. It's just gonna be sitting in your room.
Oh, it's behind these 50 boxes.
Yeah.
See this guy on there? That's Lenin. That's Lenin on this. I haven't read it yet, Moose. I'll get to it.
I heard that's what his name is.
I'll get to it.
You want to see my 8-track collection?
I don't have 8-track.
I mean, you might at some point. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll go through another crisis and I'll just start buying.
Another crisis.
I have every Meatloaf album on an 8-track.
So is this it? It's a crisis for you, the World War II thing?
I don't think it's a crisis. I just find it very interesting, and I've like found myself falling into this stereotype that I feel like most men do at a certain age. I wasn't sure if you guys hit this mark yet, or if I'm just.
I'm afraid I'm not there yet.
If anything, I would obsess about like Egyptian times, I guess,
Yeah.
because that's more.
Okay.
Yeah, Egyptian
More
times are
uncertainty.
weird.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That's-
if I
yeah.
had to be like real in depth with like a certain time period.
History period.
Yeah.
I
They-
like Aztec time.
Aztec time is pretty cool.
Yeah, Aztecs and Mayans and stuff.
Yeah, fascinating culture.
That's Mayan.
I was thinking, you hear that? What is it? We're closer to the death of Julius Caesar than he was to the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. You hear about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Pyramids,
Really?
So it's like that was like
few thousand years old.
Caesar was like 2,000 years ago, something.
It's more
But then
than
that is like more than 4,000 years old.
more the paintings and the design of everything.
Yeah, and then it used to be allegedly, painted
Yeah.
Pyramid?
and smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What color do you think they painted it? What colors do the Egyptians have?
I don't know. Well, they had blue, I think.
Yeah, blue.
Yeah.
Blue, like a yellow and a black.
Yeah, probably. That's always
Like the same that matched the colors of like a tut.
Surely
Yeah.
they understood that like black was absorbed heat. Maybe they went with white so it was easier to build.
Yeah,
So it wasn't as hot.
That
Yeah.
would be insane. A giant white pyramid.
yeah.
But like they'd have to adorn it, right? They would like make it kind of
Like gold tipped.
Maybe like gold tipped, but with like intricate designs like on the sides.
Yeah.
Like one
Like
side.
eagles and big eyes and
Yeah, like depending on what side was facing which direction, maybe they had something that would like, pay tribute to whoever.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the most hypothesized time because nobody's sure of like everything that was going on because everything was like way too advanced for anything around that time.
Yeah, that's the craziest part about that.
Yeah.
Is like to this day, it's like we have the technology to essentially figure out almost anything.
Yeah.
Or at least, especially with like space, we can figure out ways to explore space, but there's no way we can go and like go to the past. You can't time travel back to like figure out exactly what happened. Like this is craziness. Like they had all this technology, we can't figure out why or how. Like it's in a desert.
Yeah. And all the the hyperbole in those ancient texts and stuff like that.
Right.
You never know how much is the truth and how much is just
Yeah.
exaggeration or
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with the mythology of everything, 'cause
Yeah.
they didn't have science, so it's not like somebody was like,
actually depicting pharaohs as, god kings, like, that kind of John.
They had cats.
Cats.
Weird.
Yeah.
I like to add
Is that a purr?
No, that's a
that's your hiss.
Sorry.
I like to add Greg was going like scientific with it, so I wanted to bring it back down.
They did have cats. Yeah.
They had cats. They're fun. The cats are small and furry.
oh, the cats were an integral part.
Yeah,
the term cat burglar came from because the cats would like stay in the
God,
storehouses.
What
they would
newspaper did you read this out of?
The Giza the Giza Gazette. Thank you, Greg.
Giza.
The Gazette.
And we're back with scales.
Right back to him. Now, Taylor, did they have music in ancient Egyptian times?
Did they really walk like Egyptians, Taylor?
Was that song written while they were walking like Egyptians?
Did they just say walking like myself?
Walk like myself.
That's a real tut tapper.
Oh, boy.
All right.
That was me killing Neil.
That was completely justified. Greg, we got to talk about something, dude.
Yes.
Something we got to talk about. Bud.
Your homework.
Last week was a
An
bit of a
L.
blowout. An L for me.
Big whoopsie, man.
We'll see. We'll see what happens next time. But yeah, so I had to watch a movie, or I got to watch a movie, I should say.
Yeah, you were allowed to.
I was allowed. It was permitted, finally. And the pick that we chose for me to watch was called Love on a Leash.
How was searching out for this one?
Well, yeah, we actually found it. It was, well, it's on YouTube, so I'm not getting, I won't get in trouble for that.
Okay.
It's for free. Somebody uploaded it for free on YouTube. I watched it. Sue me, you know? You wouldn't steal a car.
You wouldn't stream a car.
Yeah, you wouldn't stream a car. So Love on a Leash has a 10 out of 10 on IMDb with 4,000 user reviews.
I'm surprised 4,000 people know about it.
So, yeah, I was expecting to be blown away. Do we want to jump right into it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, go watch it maybe. Well,
Go listen to Scales.
Yeah. Go listen to the podcast Scales. It's really good. They do really good. Speaking of sounds, the movie started without sound for like 2 minutes. There's like
soundless.
Soundless.
Not even like a jingle they'll bring you in.
No,
Like,
it's like panning over a park and
so it's not like a black screen then.
no
sound.
Yeah, this is just no sound. The images, but
No sound.
yeah. So it started off like that, and
Scary.
little did we know, it ended up that the whole movie was released without a soundtrack. So
Like
the-
no score.
Not an
yeah,
original.
you'd imagine the beginning was like it had like a score, you
Yeah,
know, and was
right.
like orchestra or something panning over this park, and like then you find this dog or whatever.
Some
But
whimsical music bringing us in
yeah, so
like that, but nothing.
Nothing.
there's no sound. There's kind of like a weird quality like overdub that starts with like this
boy.
wisecracking guy like hands off, like, but you find out that's the dog. He's speaking.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, he's pet by a guy and he's like, I'm not gay, hands off, buddy. Like,
No.
Does he?
Yeah.
He says, "I'm not gay."
it says, I have in quotes, he says, I'm not gay when he's pet by a dude. And then like he sees some like girls and he's like, oh man, she's hot. Like, but this is a dog,
Right.
there's nothing has been explained yet. So this is a dog that's interested in women and not men. Okay. So
Yeah, he's not gay.
yeah, he's in the park and he goes to there's like a little pond, and the pond is magic, apparently. There's like little, basically like Adobe After Effects, like sparkles coming off of the water. And the pond tells him to go find a girl, and
A bitch in his case.
an actual woman. So we turn and find these two friends, two female friends, sunbathing. She's in a one-piece sunbathing. I don't know if that kind of messed with me a little bit, because I feel like if you wanted to
Kind of
Yeah.
defeats the point.
if you want to get tan,
Right.
you want that tan core. Once you can, that the shirt comes up a little bit. People want to see the tan core, right?
Right. Otherwise, it's just your arms and your legs and
Yeah.
really awkward. Like your neck.
Yeah,
That's
that's
bizarre.
weird. Like, yeah, people would see the tan line, but I digress. Okay, so they're sunbathing. The girl says, "Oh, I'm looking for the one." They're talking back and forth. So she's like, her friend leaves, and she prays to God to, like, God, please bring me a real man. Like, and I gotta say, the dog sees this. There's no real continuity with the cuts. Like, they kind of just go all over the place. She's in the park. The dog was like bothering them. And then they're at a gas station and the dog's like filthy now for some reason. And then they're at her house and then they're in her shower, showering down. So it's pretty, they didn't bring it across that she brought the dog home, I guess. It was kind of hard to pick up, but that's what happened, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, so she is. Then it cuts to the store. She's putting on some woman's dress, like like she's pulling the dress over this woman's like huge ass, basically, like pulling it down because like the woman's trying it on at the store, but like in the open.
Can I pause you for a second?
Yeah.
Is this movie like very adult then?
No, this is. I mean, well, there are some dramatic themes. I guess the closest it is a bit like in tone, like The Room. Like it's all like melodrama, but it just like makes it so it's all like fucking like laughable. But no, that's not true. It's so bizarre because there's like the comedic element with the dog when he's a dog.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything. We'll keep going.
All right.
This whole movie, it was like 90 minutes you'll never get back.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. 90 minutes of butt jokes. So yeah,
the movie's not even that old.
No, it came out in 2011.
Yeah. Oh, I thought this would be like a weird 90s movie or something.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway, she's pulling this dress down, like the skirt, like over her, this woman's huge butt, and she farts, and she's like, "I'm sorry, I can't sell this dress to you. It's too tight." And her boss is like, she's like, "Let me see your manager," and then the boss is like, "Oh, it looks fantastic. You have a wonderful, choice in style. Like, we'll sell this to you." And she gets like reprimanded for that. The dog makes a butt sniffing joke, and then let's see. She meets a man named Kyle. Wait, is it Kyle? She meets a middle-aged Asian man named Kyle, and so he asked her to go on a date. She goes on this date. She says he's like a brother. Then they go shopping. This is a very convoluted movie. I'm sorry. You keeping up?
I'm listening. I'm going.
Yeah.
I got it in my mind's eye.
Diving through the trenches.
Yeah. So she goes on this date. It's already over. Like these are quick cuts. This is a fast thing. So she
It's
goes.
like a lot of shit's happening all at once.
The movie was edited so poorly.
Yeah.
I can't. I was like in the room when Greg was watching it. It's like kind of like peeping in and out and a little bit. Like we cannot stress enough how cut up this movie was. Like
as most bad
terrible.
movies are.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I should mention she works at a clothing store.
Right.
Now she's going to go to another clothing store with the dog to go pick out an outfit for like her next date. And
instead of using her employee discount at the store she works at.
She only wears green too. Like there's like a weird like color motif with some of the characters. So her whole house is like green. She drives like a green buggy and she wears green all the time.
Why?
Anyway, so she's taking the dog and she's like, "Oh, I got to name the dog." She's like, "Oh, I want to name you like Prince or something like that." And he's like, "My name's Alvin Flang."
Flang.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
So she lists off a few names like, "Oh, it should be Rover or Prince." And then,
Does he say out loud, "I want it to be Alvin Flang"?
I don't think he can talk to people as this dog.
This is
all in his head or being like narrated to us basically.
Yeah.
So it says he says his name's Alvin Flang.
Right.
But that doesn't matter because
nobody knows who Alvin Flang is.
Yeah. So
they haven't explained anything. They haven't explained why his name is Alvin Flang. It's not like they explain.
Yeah.
Never mind. You'll get there.
So they're shopping, and she's like, "Ooh, that looks nice. You'll pay, right?" And he's like, "I'd rather kill myself."
Sounds like me.
They go into the store. The owner, the dog's like rooting around through a pile of clothes, and then the owner like kicks the dog, and you hear like whimper. Or you don't see it. That's the thing. So it's like the dog's rooting around, and then you hear whimpers, and then the what's her name? Lisa is like, "Hey, why'd you kick my dog?" And he's like, yeah, he kicks the dog. He's helping me pick out clothes, which is like their excuse. The dog's just like, tearing shit up. But, yeah, so the dog picks out, like, she's like, "Please, Prince, pick out an outfit and I'll, take it." And then, it grabs some article of clothing and then people in the store, like, start clapping for the dog.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Because this is, like, amazing, I guess.
It's like celebrated.
It was a pile of clothes on the ground and the dog picked one up with his mouth and then,
In like a store.
in a store.
Yeah.
In a pile of clothes after an altercation that never gets brought up again.
Yeah,
the dog just picks up an article of clothing as any other dog would.
Yeah.
And people clap.
And people
People are clapping,
Yeah.
and a talent agent is there, and he's like, "Please, miss, like, I need to sign your dog. Like, you got an amazing talent." And she's like, I don't want that. He's my dog. I love him. Love my dog.
Love
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Really,
loves the dog.
truly love him.
Anyway, so it cuts back to her store now. Back at the store she works at, another clothing store, by the way.
It's
And
the same one as before.
the store manager, yes,
Yeah.
this is the original store. The store manager says, "Oh, there's a spider on your back," and he like approaches her and starts kind of like groping at her with these open hands.
Okay.
And she's like, "Get off! Like, what are you doing?" And he just kind of walks away. All right, so now.
Gets away with it.
Now we meet a new character named Rita, who has like a crazy accent that was just like, made up, definitely.
This one was
She sounded Russian in the beginning. I think we determined that she's supposed to be Greek or something.
big so.
Nothing
And-
like an inconsistent accent.
It's
Yeah.
it's not explained what her relationship is to the Lisa, but I think that she's friends with her mom. So Rita's friends with Lisa's mom,
Okay.
older woman. So yeah, she's trying to make a match for Lisa to try to put her on a date. Now at the store, in breaks between conversation with Rita, a man is asking for advice on how to what to buy for his girlfriend apparently. So he's like, oh, like she's like, Lisa says, what size is she? And he's like, your size, like looking at her and shit like that, looking all creepy and shit. And then she's like, okay, what kind of style is she like? He's like, whatever you like. And then, she picks out a dress and gives it to him, and then he goes to buy it, looking longingly over his shoulder and shit,
Like they really milked that.
Yeah, it's very strange.
So-
A lot of creepy guys getting away with being creepy so far.
Haven't even scratched the surface.
Yeah. So Rita says something about LA smog, like, nearly killing her mom or something like that. Yeah. So there's that.
I love that like fake sense of urgency they do in these shitty movies where it's like somebody's almost dead.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, really?
Rita.
And then they'll just be like, no, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Rita reveals to Lisa that she's trying to hook her up with that guy from the store that bought a dress, and he bought the dress for her essentially. If that wasn't clear.
Right.
So she has two love interests basically right at this point, and the dog's like, if she marries one of them, I'll be a dog forever, he says. Then Lisa's mom calls her, tells her, I heard you're dating two men. You should be dating 4 or 5 men at the same time. That's what she tells her. So everybody's interested in Lisa's affairs.
They never explain how word keeps getting around to everybody.
Yeah.
Your mom just knows.
Like
Yeah,
Rita
she just
just
knew.
like walks into the house and she's like, "Oh, you met so and so today."
Yeah.
It's like, how would you have ever known
Yeah.
that man?
Okay, so she has these 2 dates lined up. One with Kyle,
Yep.
who's this man at the store that was like buying her a dress basically, and one with, I'm sorry, that's Frank. Kyle's the middle-aged Asian man.
Both equally as
Yeah.
forgivable.
So first she has her date with Frank, this creepy guy, and his mom.
Yeah. Is there?
His mom is there at this date.
A+ move.
She is a strict nutritionist, and she's dictating what everybody has to eat at the table, and and his actions, like saying like, Frank, please leave the room. So Frank leaves the room like after he's like, yes, mother, doing all that crazy shit.
God.
And Frank's mom reveals to Lisa that her nephew is a genius, like genius level IQ.
Yeah.
She demands Lisa not to have kids if she marries Kyle. And she's also she's a strict nutritionist and a gynecologist.
Huh.
So she tells her, if she marries him, she has to get her tubes tied.
What?
And it's implied that she would do she would do it herself.
A dog.
Yeah, where's the dog? I need more dog.
Yeah.
Also,
Talking about here.
she mentions that like she's very like concerned about the child and like how he's raised because she's like, hoping that he's going to become president.
Yeah, like she has like lofty goals for this kid already, because he's a genius. But anyway,
So she wants him to become president.
Yeah, and for some reason that means that is Lisa her name?
Yes, Lisa's the lead.
Lisa can't have kids, and she needs to get her tubes tied.
Right.
This kid is going to become president. For some reason, those two reasons correlate.
It's crazy. Okay, so that date's over. This is like the mom tells her that, and the date's over. She's already starting her date with Kyle at his house, or no, at her house. This is at her own house. She's just like, yeah, just come over, I guess. He's middle-aged. He asks, and then he's like, Lisa, I have something to ask you. He's like, so he asks her for a marriage in name only. He's gay. So it turns out he has an old school family with like lots of money. So he's like, I can, take care of you. It'll be in name only. You can do whatever you want with whoever, but you'd be married to me. So
it's not a bad deal.
Yeah, but she
could be worse.
Yeah,
could be marry that guy that is the gynecologist mom.
Yeah. So she turns him down because she's like, she believes in true love. Yeah, right. Anyway, immediately after, so this is Kyle leaves. Then her store manager stumbles in drunk to her house. Drunk as a skunk.
Just comes to her house.
Yeah, stumbling.
Everybody just comes to this girl's house.
Showed up to her house.
Nobody knocks.
Yeah, inside. Like got inside.
They showed no cuts of somebody opening a door. The second everyone's just in the house.
Yeah. Anyway, he's like, I love you so much. Like, you're so beautiful. And tries to rape her.
So he sounds like Trump.
Yeah. You're very handsome. You have very strong legs.
I wish you were more like my daughter.
Wow, you're very much like Ivanka. You're very blonde. You're very young. Very nice. Huge. So, yeah, he tries, molesting her.
No, not a Trump.
Rape. He's trying to rape her.
Yeah, he tries to rape her. Yeah. And the dog attacks, which is, it's not snarling or anything. It's playing snarling sounds, but the dog just runs up to him on the couch and they cut away. And the dog attacks her. He's like, what the hell? Your dog bit me. You're fired, And then the dog is saying I'm king of the castle. I'm king of the castle.
Oh, God.
Just witnessed this attempted rape,
And they steal. He witnesses right after the rape scene. They steal a Borat joke.
So exactly. This is very.
This movie's
coming from crazy angles, and Let's make a light out of rape with this dog singing about it. Yeah, that's good.
It was already creepy.
Yeah. Oh, it's so creepy.
Everything's been laid out to be the creepiest shit.
Yeah. So anyway, all this shit happens. 3 dates or 3 encounters with 3 drastically different men. Not 3 dates, 2 dates.
All in a couple of hours.
Yeah, within hours. Yeah. So she's in front of the mirror and she's hearing things from her, people in the past being like, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to find 6 men, you got to find. So she opens up a bottle, eats some pills, falls on the ground. The dog is like, oh no, she OD'd. I gotta go get help. And he runs out of the house and then lays in the middle of it's nighttime. He just goes in the middle of the road and just lays down.
Yeah. Okay.
So, somebody stops their car before they hit him. And he just runs back to the house. And the person in the car, I guess, followed the dog to the house. It follows her, finds her, takes her to the, hospital or whatever. So let's see. Yeah, the dog seemed less concerned. I made that note. Less concerned for her than himself. He's like, oh no, if I don't, get her, then I'll be a dog forever. Which they still haven't explained,
Yeah.
That he's, there's a human element to this.
I don't know. A dog forever is not a long time.
Yeah.
Dogs live for 10 years and then you die.
Yeah.
It's just whatever, die.
So she's released from the hospital.
That's I give up. I'm a dog. Dogs don't have to do anything.
Yeah, right.
I get to be a dog for 10 or 15 years.
Yeah.
Die and move on. He knows reincarnation's a real thing apparently if he's a man and a dog,
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I guess we don't know that.
You've already inferred
if he's been transformed or reincarnated.
Yeah. So I
don't know.
You've inferred what has happened. There's a reincarnation element to this that's not really fleshed out, but
all right.
She's released from the hospital. She goes home. The dog's not there, so she goes to the woods looking for the dog, and she finds him. and she pledges off men. She's like, I'm never gonna, I love you, dog. I'm never gonna, date other men in my life. Mm-hmm. And she's on her knees hugging this dog, and he transforms into a man. Oh. And meanwhile, she's like hugging his waist, and she's hugging his waist now. While after he transformed, he's standing up straight and he's nude.
Oh yeah, because his dogs are nude.
Yeah. So
he's not wearing any slacks.
yeah, he's not wearing any briefs or boxers. So
Did you see this man's wiener?
no. But
bummer.
It's inferred that that's where her face was when he transformed.
Sure. Yeah.
Or implied, not inferred. Silly me. Anyway, he explains that he was cursed for being a cheating playboy in his past life.
Okay, so it was like a reincarnation.
Yeah, so he's reincarnated as a dog as punishment for
in his
whatever
next life.
Yeah. So this was his but he remembers that apparently.
It doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah.
So he died already as a person.
Yeah.
And he wants to be that person again?
He wants to be a human again, I guess. He hates being a dog. Yeah.
Just died.
Yeah. So he promises to love her unconditionally. She thanks God. They have sex,
Nice.
and then he's a dog in her bed when they wake up.
What a fucking sentence.
The pond confirms. This. She's like, oh, you're only the pond is talking to him. He's like, you're only using her. You need to find real love. And then, so he's a man at night and a dog by day.
Yeah.
There's the random things. I made a random note. There was a kabuki man in the park, like a
straight out of Japan,
Japanese paint, face paint, and fans doing dances in the park.
Oh,
that's cool.
So then there's a ton. There's been every time they break up a major scene, they use B-roll of a duck in a pond.
Yeah.
They just it'll be a panning shot of this duck kind of swimming in the pond, but I digress.
Same duck? Mm-hmm. Multiple times?
Yeah, several times.
I can get that.
Well, yeah, not the exact same shot, but it's definitely they're filming these two ducks, and so they use that to break up shots every once in a while.
What the duck?
The pond tells him to be a provider, a real husband. He acts apathetic now as a human, and he won't comfort her. So he tells her he wants to provide for her by talking to that talent agent from earlier, where all the people were clapping.
I see.
So he, she objects to that. She's like, I don't want you doing that. That's, you shouldn't be doing that. So he finds the card, and it turns out that the big butt woman who farted when she was trying on that dress is the casting agent. So she is talking to the other agent being like, hey, I need a special dog for the special role, and it can't be just any other dog. So the agent's like, I think I know one, but I don't know where to find him. So it just so happens that he calls the agent the human the guy's name is Prince, so it's not Alvin. When it's not Alvin Fang like he was saying, it's Prince now.
Prince.
Even the human is going by Prince. So
they've completely just swiped Alvin.
He's
Flang.
he's like a human that can now talk to her and communicate.
Something to be said.
Yeah.
The dog is a wisecracker, or when he's a dog, he cracks wise a lot. But when he's a human, he doesn't. So there's no. It seems like they're two different characters.
There's no continuity there.
Yeah.
I think they're two completely different actors.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah. I have a feling that the male lead probably was the one who wrote or involved in the production of this.
Is it the same voice? Is the voice actor
I thought they sounded the same, but I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Part of me doesn't think they were the same voice, but I mean
that would be really bad.
Yeah.
That would be terrible.
They don't sound completely different. It's so the fact that we're talking about that.
What kind of dog is he?
He's like a Labrador or something like that.
Aw.
Yeah, little retriever,
Good old labs.
like Bud, Air Bud.
Classic.
Yeah.
We should watch Air Bud. That's a good dog movie.
That's a gift.
Yeah.
So he makes this phone call with the agent. He's like, pay cash, give it to the dog. So the dog arrives at the agent's office. They're like, how are we going to do this? And they say like, they have like a little test for the dog. Like he's sitting at the desk and they're like, pick up the red phone, and the dog picks it up, and then they're like, now pick up the indigo phone, and then he picks up the the correctly colored phone. He's like, what kind of person says indigo? Meanwhile, I thought, dogs see black and white, right?
Yeah.
The dog is seeing color the whole movie.
Yeah. So there's that. That broke my immersion a little bit.
Is that a scientific fact that dogs see in black and white?
No, I doubt it. I think that's probably just
How would you
misinformation that people are told. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're some
dog.
I don't know how you can prove that.
They might have a lower visible spectrum than we do, or like a different
Yeah.
Because they have a heightened smell.
Yeah. So there might be something like that in there.
I think that's literally what it is. It looks like their spectrum starts at blue and goes white to yellow, then just straight to black.
Oh, okay. So they very
won't-
limited spectrum there.
Yeah, they see color, but not the way we do.
So he ends up doing this acting job. Prince buys Lisa a dress. She finds out about where he got the money, and she cries about it. So then the next day,
about it.
yeah, or that night, I should say, they're fighting for about the television. Like she's watching. He's like, you shouldn't be watching this, and he's puts his paw on the remote, and it turns off the TV, and then she turns it on again, and then he goes to the television, turn it off, and she turns it on again, and he's like a dog actor on this show, so now he's on TV as a dog. So it's like it was a commercial or something before, and now it's on television. Like taking down perps and like a cop show or something like that.
Cop dog.
Well, it wasn't even a cop. It was like the guy. It was like a ninja he took down. So
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So there's that. He's on television now. So he's a man again. This is that night. And Lisa's best friend from earlier that they were sunbathing with comes over and walks in on them having sex, and she gets mad at Lisa. She's like, I thought you were like I thought you were a pure virgin, like you're just a liar, like you're a hypocrite. If you had a boyfriend, you would have told me. Yeah, she's getting upset about this, like, and then she storms out. We do see her later, but that's the rest. She's like ended this friendship basically right there. Okay, so that happens, and then they meet with Rita again. Tells her, Rita's like, I'm gonna find you a man or whatever. And Rita goes to the airport or something like that to watch planes go back and forth. That's what she says. Like she's like a crazy person. So that's what foreign crazy people do. So she watches like airplanes land and take off.
Maybe she's from a place where there's no airplanes.
Could be. Like hell. So she's, this is at her store, Lisa's store. Lisa, I guess, has a new job.
Different store.
I forgot to take note of that.
Different man.
Yeah, she's at a different clothing store now. Now she's leaving, walking to her car, is targeted by Rita, who's all dressed up now. Like she's dressed up to go out. And she's like, you're coming with me. We're going to get drinks and dance. And, she obliges. So it turns out they go to this, Latin themed place, and a bunch of hot bods on the dance floor that, they're trying to dance with her.
Big, strong men.
And Rita reveals that she paid for these burly men, these sturdy dancers.
Nice.
And
sturdy dancers?
Yeah.
Dirty dancers?
Dirty dancers, but like hunks?
These are like built hunks.
Yeah.
So sturdy dancers. Thank you.
Someone you would find in like the photo hunt.
Strong.
Yeah.
And like the old touch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a sturdy dancer.
Wow, that is a sturdy man.
So she paid for these foreign hot bods.
Yeah.
Lisa tells Rita and her mom that she's like, hey, you don't have to do this. I found Mr. Right. And
he's my dog.
Yeah. She found the one, in quotes. So they go have dinner at an Italian restaurant with the mom and Rita and Lisa and Prince. And they say, okay, well, if you're so serious about this, 10 a.m. tomorrow, we'll go get the marriage license.
Oh.
But that's, that's a problem.
He can't do it.
Put your money where your mouth is.
It's the morning.
Yeah, so they show up to that, but Prince is a dog, so they don't do it. And her mom's like all upset. She's like, well, I knew this would happen, but there's nothing more I can do for you. She's dismissed her her only daughter. She's like, well, you have no hope anymore. I have no hope for you.
Goodbye.
And meanwhile, the dog was there, and he's like, man, I need some Kung Pao, man. Kung Pao.
What?
Like, just talking about Chinese food because he's hungry, I guess. So
Kung Pao.
Yeah.
Kung Pao chicken.
Yeah. But
the brevity of the situation.
Yeah.
What has happened? It's the whole arc.
So they're back at her house. Lisa and Prince are at her house, and Rita stumbles in, and I couldn't understand what the fuck was going on with this scene. Remember, it was like Rita's like, I have to go to the airport, but she's like, I feel like sick or something, or lightheaded, so I had to pull over. I came to your house. I'm sick and lightheaded. You have to go to the airport for me. But it was like, why do they have to go to the airport?
One thing I noticed about this was that like.
There was so many like airport like I couldn't be there. I was going to the airport.
Yes,
like, yeah.
There's so many scenarios in this movie where somebody had like an excuse as to why they couldn't do something.
It was airport related.
Like in the one, like her mom couldn't make it to dinner because she was like, or she couldn't make it to breakfast because she was like, I have to. Or was it dinner? Either way.
Yeah.
She couldn't make it somewhere because she's like, I have to catch a flight.
Yeah.
And then they were like, well, how about we do dinner? And she's like, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, that was leading up to the I guess that was after the hot bods. There was something about that. She's like, I have to go to the airport.
She couldn't make it to something earlier in the day because she had to catch a flight, but she could make it later.
To dinner. It was so bizarre. It doesn't make any sense.
It made no sense.
Yeah. So, okay, she's like, Lisa, I need you to go to the fucking, to the airport. She goes. Prince is there alone with Rita, and she's like pestering him for personal information. He doesn't have any, so he runs away. She chases him through the night. She sees him run into the bathroom, and he's got like a furry tail.
Ah,
like, and
he's changed.
So then she opens up the door, and the dog runs out, and Rita tells Lisa, she's like, "Hey, I saw it's like your boyfriend turned into a dog," and she's like, "Oh no, like and she's like, "I don't believe it," she saw it,
she witnessed it,
saw it, doesn't believe it.
All right,
okay, so she tells him he must be a criminal. You have to stay away from this guy. So Lisa is just mulling about, going around town. She's at the park again, and an Asian woman with her kids tells her that exciting sex produces kids. Is more likely to produce kids. She's like, oh, you have beautiful children. Lisa asks her, you have such beautiful children. What's your secret? And she's like, exciting sex. So,
really banged out my husband.
Yeah. So,
speaking of exciting sex, wrap it up.
Yeah. Okay. So they go, they have sex in the car. She tells him, they want to have kids. He's like, I don't know. I'm afraid they'd be like me. So. Let's see. He makes a doggy Prozac joke for the second time.
That's the second one.
Yeah. So Lisa wants him to meet her boss. It's cloudy, so they can go to eat, and they're eating outside at his house, like in the backyard.
Cloudy.
Yeah.
So it's the sun.
It's the sun. If the sun is shining on him, then he turns into a dog, I guess.
And they don't realize this until like 3/4 of the way through the movie.
Yeah, so the manager's like, I want to promote you to be in charge of one of these chains because I want to quit someday and sell the business. So it becomes day. They're sitting in the chair, and then like the clouds part, and it's like straight up daytime. So he turns into a dog. Like he jumps under the table, turns into a dog, and like the guy's kid sees it, and he's like, he just turned into a dog. And then Lisa like is like, ah! And like runs into the pool, and like she like falls into the pool, and then the dog's like, hold on, you pizza face cinder block. I'll come get you.
He called her a pizza face cinder block.
I think they're married right now too.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Anyway, so yeah, it transforms into a dog. Pon tells him it's not enough. He has to, make a sacrifice or something like that. So he says he loves her.
Kill yourself.
He's like, okay, I actually, like, he came over in his mind. Like, it was just like the sudden, realization. He's like, oh, I do love her. Like, I got to go back to her. And this is like, he's like, was going to be a dog forever. He had, made his peace with her. But he runs back to her. She sees him. He like runs out into the street, and a car hits him. Yeah. So her mother's sick in bed. She says, please marry somebody else. and like Rita's like, say it. Say you'll marry somebody else. Like,
What's up with these?
and then Lisa's like, I love him. Like, I will never meet somebody else. And then years later, flashes on the screen.
Whoa.
Now they look exactly the same, except it turns like it was with the lighting. They have gray hair now.
Yeah.
Or Lisa has gray hair. She's selling her house or renting it or something, and her old friend from sunbathing comes and meets her there, and she says, I mean, they both look the same, but with gray hair, I guess. It was hard to tell. Her friend is a grandmother now.
Yeah.
Lisa says she didn't love him unconditionally. She didn't love Prince unconditionally. That's why she is struggling to bring him back. So her friend says, Lisa says he'd be our age, and then the friend somehow knows, like, no, if he had died, he'd be aging from that day, forward. He died.
Come back.
He died. He'd be reincarnated instantly, and then he'd be aging from then on. So she's like, he'd be much younger. So a new man walks into the renter's place to rent this house or buy this house or whatever it was. And it's Prince.
Oh.
Or Alvin Yang or
Wow.
Fang.
As a young man?
He's a young man, but then he's like, wait, Lisa, it's me, Prince. And he's like he remembers, whatever the fuck, whatever.
He's still the same person.
He had a different wig, basically. Same guy, but with a different wig. And he was like, but he has his memories still. So I guess he didn't have his memories to be like, oh, this is the house where, Lisa used to live. He went into the house and was like, oh, that's old Lisa. Now I'm Prince. I remember that I'm Prince now.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah. So they go into the house.
Oh yeah, I used to be a dog.
He becomes an old man, like her, with just a gray wig, and he says something was always missing, you.
Oh.
And they get married as old people. They kiss and then they turn young, and then they look at the camera, and there's no soundtrack for a minute, and then it's all dog outtakes from then on. The movie's over. Did you guys enjoy?
I don't know. No.
I just don't there was no music at all.
That's so weird.
No segue music, no score, no intro music, no outro music.
At least we have segue music.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys explain the game, because I will just write this real quick.
I'd love to. On the Microphonies, we play a game called Greg's List. It's curated by our very own Greg Cuneo. It's participated by us, his co-hosts. What Greg does is he will give us 3 different options. Yeah, 3 different things in which he will give us the topics for 2 of those, one of which is made up, and then we have to differentiate between such options.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Greg thinks of 2 things that will sound like they are
Similar.
the same thing, and he makes one up, and we have to guess which one's which.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That sounded good. All right.
Thank you.
So, oh, fuck, I really wish. Okay.
right.
How about 12 or 15? What do you want?
Let's do 12 because
Yeah.
we're running late.
Okay.
Up against it.
Okay. So, today's categories rather, I have paints. These are names of colors of paints, I guess, or shades or hues, however you want to say it.
Sure.
And then I have strains of marijuana, and then ones I made up. So, you tell me what's good with the what's good. Jeff.
Yeah.
Holding hands, hugs and kisses, lifesaver.
Ooh.
Let me write down your names.
Holding hands, hugs, and kisses. Is hugs and kisses the marijuana?
Hugs and Kisses is a paint by Benjamin Moore.
Ah, nice job, Ben.
So lifesaver, holding hands.
Lifesaver, marijuana.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Neil. You done?
Yeah, I'm good.
Neil.
Yes.
Mayonnaise, caboose, Tank engine.
Let's go. Caboose is marijuana.
That is correct.
Let's go. Mayonnaise is the paint.
Oh, that is correct.
Yo,
That is
hit
good.
this mayo.
It's off the wall, dude. Taylor. History book.
Miracle Whip is the weed.
That is correct. History book. Bath salts. L.A. Confidential.
History books is the color.
History book I made up.
Oh, shit.
Bath salts. L.A. Confidential.
You made up history.
Yeah, dude. Fake history.
Bath salts is the strain?
Bath salts is a paint by
What?
Benjamin Moore.
No, it's not.
Get the fuck out of here.
I think their name was probably determined off of actual bath salts, not...
Not the drug.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course, that's where
There's one.
destroyed minds went to immediately.
Okay. Jeff.
Yeah.
Accidental tourist. Mega city. Salty tears.
Is what was it? Tears? What was the tears one?
Salty tears.
Is Salty Tears the paint?
That is correct. By
And then-
Bear.
And then the Accidental Tourist is the color, paint color.
Those are both paint colors. Accidental tourist.
Oh shit! I did it again! Damn it!
It's
Wow.
-1.
tricky. He got in your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, damn it.
You big dummy.
Yeah,
Neil.
I lose. Did we say what the loser has to do next time?
Not yet. Well,
Yeah.
well, you and Greg are both -1.
No, we're not.
No, I'm at 0.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Neil.
Yes.
Shoreline. Trust fund. Frozen in time.
That's because Shoreline is the paint.
Shoreline is a strain.
Son of a
Showdown.
The other two were. I'm sorry. Say that again.
Frozen in time. Trust fund.
God.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. Let's go. Trust fund is the paint.
Trust fund I made up. Taylor. We have Dragon's Blood. Golden Goat. Blue Devil.
Dragon's Blood, Golden Goat. Blue Devil is the strain.
Blue Devil I made up.
Shit. Golden Goat and what?
Dragon's Blood.
Oh, God. Dragon's Blood is the color.
That is correct.
Okay.
There you go.
Nice save.
Okay. Jeff. Holy Ghost. Night Phantom. Spirit Whisper.
Is Night Phantom the paint color?
Night Phantom I made up.
Okay. And then Spirit Whisper? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
That's the paint color.
that is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Neil.
I can get paint.
Look at
It's
you.
the only
go.
thing I can do. That's why I guess it every time.
Neil. Budapest. Avalon. New Age.
Ooh. Let's go. Avalon is the paint.
Avalon is a strain.
Oh, God.
More like Aval. Wrong.
Budapest the paint?
Budapest I made up.
God!
Ooh.
No!
Dun, 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 dun.
Ba, ba, ba.
No!
Yes.
Hey, are you
Search your
trying over
feelings.
there?
Yeah.
Jello.
Hello. Taylor. We have Teacher. Emotional. Carnage.
Teacher emotional carnage.
Yes.
Too real.
Carnage is the strain.
That is correct.
Ooh.
Be nice paint. Very red. Visceral.
Yeah.
Emotion
Yes.
is the color.
That is correct.
Ooh, put me on the board.
It's on the board. Okay, you have one more each. Jeff.
Gee. All right. Well,
Anonymous. John Doe. Mr. Nice Guy.
huh. Is Anonymous the weed strain?
Anonymous is a paint by Sherman Williams. Sherwin Williams.
So then Mr. Nice Guy paint. Fucking Christ. I almost did it again. Weed strain.
That is correct.
Okay.
All right.
God.
Well. Neil. We have Lauren's Surprise. Jonah's Whale. Brett's Passion.
Let's go. Jonah's Whale is the strain.
That one I made up.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. No, I'm not.
That.
Boom, boom.
Lauren's Surprise. Brett's Passion.
Brett's Passion paints.
Brett's Passion's a strain.
God damn it!
Ooh.
Woo. And we'll go to Taylor. Taylor.
Jello.
Red Baron. Red Beard. Potentially purple.
You made up Redbeard.
Red Beard is a strain.
Oh, shit! No! You knew it! You knew
Once it came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
It's probably like a little red to it.
Yeah,
weed?
because there's hairs.
I'd assume.
To some.
Yeah.
Shit. One more time.
Red Baron. Potentially purple.
Potentially purple should have been the strain.
Yeah, right?
Shit. Potentially purple is the color?
That is correct.
Okay.
It's blue.
It's not quite purple.
All right, so what's
God
the final?
So Jeff had -1, Neil had 1, Taylor had 1, I had 2.
Wow.
I had one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your first one right. That's why I was wondering why you were yelling so much.
I thought oh.
No, you got your first one totally
in
right.
my head.
You got it was mayonnaise caboose tank engine. You nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my head, when I get them both wrong, I thought I lost a point.
No.
That's only
No,
Greg.
that's
that
only
loses
Greg.
his point.
Greg has an
Yeah.
opportunity to score
I
every
lost a
time.
point because I said the wrong one.
We're learning. I'm learning.
Yeah.
Still learning. It's all right. Okay, so Jeff lost?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so next week,
Loser kills themselves.
Loser has to fillet their balls.
What balls?
excuse me,
You have to cut open your sack.
we're doing the blindfold thing.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
We're doing a blindfold thing.
Oh,
Jeff's
fuck.
going to have to do this whole show blindfolded
Blindfolded.
Yeah.
next week.
Oh boy.
That'll be really good when I have to look up things on my phone.
Oh, hold on.
Hold on.
We have to read each other's face. You know, it's tough. Well, we have to read each other's faces a lot. Jeff is going to sit here essentially blind.
I think it's going to be worse for you guys.
No, it's
Because
good.
who knows what I'm going to be thinking?
It's going to be really good.
An hour, 30 minutes.
No, I
of,
mean,
where am I?
It's going to be good, but
Somebody holding something in front of my face. What was that?
We're going to have a good time with that.
Can you preferably be blindfolded with one of your father's bandanas?
sure, I'll bring one in.
All right.
Yeah.
That would be phenomenal.
I'll bring in his big orange Flyers one.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we're going to have some fun with that. We're going to have to hold some stuff up in front of him that he can't see.
We'll put your hand in like a bowl of eyeballs.
Eyeball. Oh my God, Greg, you murdered like 70 people.
Spooks
from my eye collection.
Jesus. Guys, thanks for listening. Greg, thanks for the list.
Thank you.
That's cool.
For thanking me.
Villanova, congratulations.
Yeah. Beat him down.
They just, oh my God. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Very nice guys.
Second time we've broadcasted a show while Villanova won a championship.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Yeah. And the last one wasn't even last year. It was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
Yeah.
Jay Wright.
We know you're listening.
Yeah.
We're the lucky ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, as long as you
Yeah.
play on Mondays.
You can thank us later for the microphone bump. The Microphonies bump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The microphone's bump.
Now we might make it somewhere.
Yeah. Check us out on Wildfire. Check us out on iTunes. Check us out on Stitcher, on
Wherever you find podcasts.
Literally anywhere. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Just
Far and wide.
leave a review, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, do that.
Just rate and leave a review.
Have we checked on those?
Yeah. little sad.
We've promised to read every single one.
I don't know what else we can offer.
Please, write anything you want. Anything, and we'll read it.
It does help a lot.
Yeah, and it helps us so much.
Oh, my God.
From viewer support like yours.
Just put down your favorite number.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah, your favorite number, your favorite snack.
What you'd like us to talk about on scales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scales. Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Write a
with
description
scales.
on scales, the podcast.
Music. What is that?
What's up with it, huh?
How does that work?
I write notes all the time. Am I a musician?
Hello?
Hello?
I hear you got hairs in your ears. How weird is that?
How do you hear with all that hair?
Is there a bell? Why am I always hearing ringing?
Ah! Oh, man.
We still need a snarling dog sound
You know,
effect.
you can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
All right.
Welcome back to Scales. Broadcasting live at 12:17 p.m. a.m.
Music. Did you know your children could be listening?
This disturbing new trend is catching on now with kids all across the nation. They call it grunge.
Headphones. Who's listening?
Find out more at 11.
Find out more tomorrow. Oh, boy.
Shoegaze. Is it actually a genre?
Polka, why your parents won't stop listening.
Dadgad. Who's your father?
Is Phil Collins really a man?
Boy George. He's kind of tall for a kid.
Freddie Mercury faked his death?
Billy Ocean, more like a puddle.
Luther Vandross is the poor man's Billy Ocean.
That's a terrible take.
that was one of your guys said that before.
Neil said that, yeah.
I said Billy Ocean, but never mind. I don't feel that way. I love Billy. I'm not doing this.
Is there ever enough Blue Man Group?
Michael McDonald, a god amongst men. Kenny Loggins just following in Michael McDonald's footsteps.
Oh my god. I can't even think of an.
Who is this Michael Jackson guy anyway?
NSYNC. Where are they now?
That's like a real one.
Right? Yeah. I'm actually genuinely curious.
Yeah.
Chinese democracy, worth the wait.
Tonight on Scales.
That's it. That's fucking. We're out of here.
Guns N' Roses, are they racist?
The answer won't shock you.
Thank you for listening to The Microphonies. Listen live every Monday on wildfireradio.com and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Microphonies.